Of course, you're gonna need a hammer. When things get frustrated, there's always a hammer to the rescue. And hello and welcome to another Xterra video where I work on my truck. Sometimes I'm successful, sometimes I'm not. And we're back again to this spot, to the tank. I really like this spot. This is actually where the first video I made on Xterra a year ago. Hello YouTubers. So I decided to make a series of videos regardless of a new project I'm gonna be doing. And what a year it was. So much was done already to the truck, and of course the biggest thing we did was a Titan swap recently. But even besides that, there was quite a lot of extensive work that has been done. I still have some videos that I have to edit and upload. There is more work being done that is not been posted yet, but wow, what a year it was. And now finally the Titan swap is done. So let me just walk around, show you how it looks right now, and talk a little bit about it, and I'm gonna show what tools I used. And alright guys, and this is pretty much all the tools that you're gonna need to do the Titan swap. So I'm gonna try to go over the tools that you're gonna need, and so that way you know. Of course you're gonna need at least one jack. Two will be better because you might need to hold certain parts in place and lift and lower certain parts down. You're gonna need two jack stands, and I would recommend to use a piece of plywood underneath of jack stands and a jack so you don't damage your pavement. You're gonna need some sort of wheel chucks. In my case I have these 4 pieces of wood and they work perfect. Then I have assortment of the tools, of sockets that I carry with me all the time, and that was more than sufficient for that. You're also gonna need a set of deep sockets. The ones I picked up is symmetric from Harbor Freight, and they range from 10mm all the way to 32mm. And of course you're gonna need a breaker bar. This is another cheap breaker bar from Harbor Freight, but it worked pretty good. You're gonna need some sort of a pry bar. You're gonna have certain things to pry there and remove, so that comes helpful. Of course you're gonna need a hammer. When things get frustrated, there's always a hammer to the rescue. I also picked up the set of wrenches, which are from 10 and to 32mm as well. You're gonna need few extensions that in certain places you might need them. You're gonna need some sort of channel locks, and of course in my case this tool was very handy, the adjustable wrench. It really saved the day when I had to disassemble steering rods. You will need that, or you need to rent a tool for that, but I think it's better and cheaper to buy this tool. In here, a little bit messy, but I have my grease gun with grease. You're gonna need that to grease all the bushings and all the joints, stuff like that. And now to some more important parts. You're gonna need the grinder because you're gonna have some stuff to cut off, especially if you have old and seized bolts. You're gonna need the grinder to cut them off. Unfortunately right now I don't have access to the saw, but you definitely gonna need the saw. And when I use the grinder I went through about 2 discs. When I was using the saw I went through the 7 Diablo blades, so make sure you have at least 10. Now this heavy impact gun, it was such a big help as well. It took off so many bolts that I was not able to take by myself just with a breaker bar, but this was able to take out, of course not all of them. Like I said, lower control arms, lower shock bolts, I was not able to remove them, but other than that, everything else it took off no problem. I also use this saw. If you don't have it, that's no big deal. As long as you have a saw, you should be fine. Of course you're gonna need a lot of PB blaster. Prior to all the work you need to spray all the bolts and everything, so it will come off easy. It really helped. I was spraying everything for a week and it really helped. You're also gonna need 2 of these clamps. Whenever you replace a pin on a lift pack, you're gonna need 2 of these. And of course, last but not least, you're gonna need the torque wrench, so you can adjust all the bolts, all the nuts and everything to the torque. And I believe that's it. If you think about it, it's not a whole lot of tools that you need to have. There is not really any specialty tools that you required, rather than the clamps and maybe the heavy-duty torque gun and some sockets. Other than that, it's all pretty much common tools. Just need to have two sets of sockets, the deep one and the regular ones, the wrenches, and that's about it. And with this set of tools you can do the Titan swap, no problem. What kind of difficulties I encountered, if you may say so, which it's the only thing is rusty and seized bolts. Pretty much everything else is pretty easy. So let's take a walk around and let's talk about it. And alright guys, so this is the final result, this is the final product of all my hard work for those 3 days that I work on a Titan swap. This is how my truck looks right now. I think it looks pretty beefy. It looks like it means business. So it's everything been aligned, all the bolts are being tight and torqued to specs. So we're gonna measure and see how much clearance we gain by doing this suspension lift. So as you can see, my truck is somewhat on an even level. So let's measure the front and let's measure the rear and see how much lift we got. If I'm not mistaken, before we had 34.5 inches to the side panel over here. So let's see how much lift we have now. Let's see. Let's try to be somewhat accurate. I know people gonna say I should have measured from a tire itself, but I do believe we have 38.25 of a lift. We got almost 4 inches of lift in the front, and for the rear it's close to 39. It's actually 38.75. So I do have the same tire pressure in my tires as I did before, so at least that is still accurate. I think the truck looks amazing now. But not only it looks amazing, it also drives amazing. Even though I have removed the front and rear sway bar, I did notice a little bit more of a body roll, but this is something just to take into consideration. You're not really supposed to drive at high speed this truck and do high speed maneuvers and turns. Other than that, everything is good. And because I have a 3-degree shims in the rear axle, I do not have any vibration on the highway or driving around or anything. It drives very smooth, very nice. And suspension, of course, feels much better. Even driving around my town, my little town, we don't have the best roads over here. A lot of them are all beat up, a lot of potholes and everything, but now it drives way better than before. Before, everything was bouncing around and clanking and stuff like that. Now it's so much smoother, so much better. Of course, I'm gonna make more videos. I'm gonna try to find some trails and go somewhere. Well, hello there, it's me from the future. Actually, I just went for off-roading on my truck, and this video is gonna come out hopefully next week. I still have to edit. There's gonna be quite a lot of editing to be done because I tried multiple cameras over there, and I hope you guys gonna like that video, so stay tuned for that next video. Bye! And drive around in it on some dirt roads or mountain roads or something, which we don't have that many over here where I live, but I'm gonna do my best. There's of course more upgrades I wanna do on my truck. I still wanna get Under Armour before I hit any trails like mountains and stuff. I don't wanna damage anything underneath, because even though this is my project car, this is my daily driver as well. I don't want to kill it or anything, so I need to get some body armor as well, some skid plates. I did have one issue that I broke this brake line over here, and because it was all rusty, and of course I pulled this up. I was not supposed to do that, but I got a copper line and I bent it myself and I replaced that. But as I was replacing that, this part broke, and this line from here, it goes all the way from the brake over there connection. It loops around there, goes on top over here, then for some reason it goes down there underneath the master cylinder, just to eventually come back around and over here. I don't know why they couldn't just do it over here. Anyways, I had to replace that brake line. Fortunately, I got it from a Nissan dealer, and it was only 14 bucks. Even they were surprised why it's so cheap. And another issue I had is that after replacing the axle, it was leaking differential fluid from the seal. So I had to get a new seal, replace that. Actually, I'm gonna have a video on that, and that fixed the issue. So I really hope you guys liked how the suspension came out. It's been a long time coming to this. I was planning to do this almost for a year, pretty much. Since I got my truck, I knew I had to redo the suspension on it. I was just not sure what I'm gonna do, either a 2-inch lift or something else, but eventually I worked my way to do the Titan swap, to replace all those bushings, replace the upper control arms, lower control arms and everything, so it's everything is new now, and so I don't have to worry about something breaking, at least those parts. Hopefully nothing breaks, of course, but you know. There is still so many more upgrades that I really want to do. Of course, it's just gonna take time, planning, and of course the main factor is gathering the resources to buy the stuff. I really want to put the light bar on top. I really want to get the winch as well. I don't know about the metal bumper, full metal bumper. I know it looks cool and everything, but it just adds so much weight to the truck. I do currently have 650 rated springs, so maybe for half-size bumper it will be okay, who knows. But definitely first I want to get the skid plates underneath to have everything protected over there, and I do want to get a winch. That way I can kind of pull myself out from any sticky situation. Another thing that I really wish that sometimes down the road, not literally but figuratively, I can replace my rear axle or do something about it to have a rear locker differential. I do wish I had it. It's always good to have it. It's the rear locker differential is very important to the truck. It makes it so much more efficient. and I wish I had it, but that's something I have to look into it, how I can add it or what can I do in order to have it. Hopefully sometimes in the future we'll have a video on that as well. But other than that, yeah, this is how my truck looks right now, guys. As I always say, I'm not a mechanic. All the work that I do is just I do whatever I can do my best. I do hope you guys enjoyed these videos and maybe they somewhat helpful. And alright guys, so that was pretty much it. Just a little overview of a Titan Swap, how it looked and what tools I had to use. Like I said, the only main issue doing the suspension lift or Titan Swap is to deal with the rusty parts, rusty bolts and seized bolts. But with help of some tools, everything can be done. And alright guys, so that's about it. I hope you guys like how the truck looks. I'm gonna try to get out to some trails, which, like I said, we don't have that many over here, but I'll do my best. And we're gonna start testing the suspension there. Gonna try to record more videos over there. And look forward for more videos. So on this note, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I hope you might find it helpful. And until next time, everybody, bye!